Good evening, sir. Can you
Good evening.
please give a little bit of your introduction?
So I am PK Menon. I am working as the director of Bluebird India. So I joined in 2018. So it has been a long journey now. 8 years completed. In February 1st, I complete 8 years. So about Bluebird, I think it's even though we almost work like a startup, it has been started in 1995. So we actually started as a hardware company, then it was pivoted as a software company. Then we not only make hardware, software now, we also have cloud solutions. So we work on different verticals. So one is the retail, another is the basically the transport sector. We also work on healthcare, hospitality. So all these are basically we work on things called automatic identification of AADC. It is called AADC. Basically, you identify uh, certain items based on barcode or RFID or NFC tags, which can be used for stock management, inventory management. It can also be used basically to do a lot of data analysis. For example, if somebody is purchasing certain items, what is the purchase pattern of that person? No, for example, if you want to have some recommendation to be given, for example, somebody is purchasing always certain brand of product, and you get that information based on the purchase pattern, you will be able to recommend the correct product to that person. So a lot of things can be done, and this industry is really booming. For example, most of the items manually counting the stock is very difficult. For example, there are items coming from the factory. Let's take 1,000 shirts are coming from the factory. It will be in a box, so you cannot open the box and count all the shirts, right? Suppose you have an RFID reader, without opening the box, it will go through a tunnel, it will be read everything. So it is very easy for inventory, actually managing the inventory between factory, warehouse and stores. So this is where we comes into picture.
The next question is, why do you think people should join Bluebird R&D Center Bangalore?
Yeah, good one. There are two aspects to it. See, why people want to be in an organization, or why people want to leave an organization. There may be multiple reasons, right? So why people should join Bluebird is because they can learn quite a lot. Before joining Bluebird, I worked in multiple multinational companies. For example, I worked in Philips, I worked in Cisco, I worked in NDS, I worked in Tata Elxsi, through which I went to different multinational companies from the client side. But what I have seen in a multinational company is that a work is divided into small parts, and a small part is given to a person. So the amount of learning is limited to the part to which that person is divided to. That is one thing. Here, I think it's not like that. You have to do end to end, and we also product company. We have factories in China, we have factories in Vietnam, we have factories in Korea. We actually make the hardware, we make the mechanical design, we make the industrial design. We actually also we have many patents in the, especially in the hardware side, and we also make the software for the same. So software is done in Korea as well as in India. Now with the acquisition of TSC, we have actually expanded our wings, and it is there in US, it is there in Europe, so many places. So I think basically the amalgamation of the printers and the devices. For example, printers are used to print the labels. It can print RFID labels, it can be print barcode labels. So the amalgamation of the printer and the devices is a very organic process. It is going to happen with the acquisition of TSC. I think we are going to grow multifolds. And why one should join is, see, apart from salary, especially for the youngsters, freshers, it is that they will learn quite a lot. Their breadth of learning will be very high. Basically, anybody wants to write in their resume, somebody is trying to write the resume, and every 2 weeks, if they cannot write anything, they are in a wrong company. So there should be always something incremental to write in a resume. So that is the asset value of people who joins this Bluebird, and where they are able to learn.
So
And I'm not telling that it is just a university, but at the same time, we give lot of opportunity for the person to learn. It's almost unlimited. So it's based on the proactiveness of the person, how he go and get things from others, how he is a go-getter person, he can learn quite a lot. And I think with the expansion of our development centers and also other things in US, Europe and all, we also may be providing opportunities for the people to move from Bangalore to say US or Europe and all. Already some of the FAEs we are already positioned to Germany, and also US, one more person will be going. So, and also from Korea, one more person has gone. So at least this year, at least 3 people have gone. So at least we will have this job, what do you call, transfer programs, where we move people from one country to another. Yes. And the most important thing is that a person should be proactive. He should go and get things from others so that he can learn. And basically, especially for youngsters, their asset value is when they learn more things. So whether their resume looks good, and maybe every month they can add something to their resume, and they are learning diverse things, and they also get a satisfaction. Salary is one part. See, when you have good asset value, I mean, when your resume looks really good, I mean, your market value is going to be quite good. So I always, not only for youngsters but also for lateral people, I mean, we offer a lot of real R&D work. For example, the vision project is going on. It's real research work we are doing. It is not just a project. So of course, there is vast opportunity for people to learn. And we also do diverse things. For example, we have about 117 different models of devices. Of course, in Bangalore, we are doing only some 5 or 6 models, but overall, we have a huge kitty of about 121 models of devices. So, of course, you can always learn. I mean, and we have different. We have driver. So those people who want to work in driver or middleware or applications or cloud or testing or field engineer. So we have different options based on the interest and the passion of that person. They can join and they can really grow in that.
So the next question for you is, what criteria you look when you hire Bluebird India employees?
See, there are 2 things. One is lateral hiring. I look certain things while doing lateral hiring, and I do certain things when I am hiring freshers. Simple things. I am asking a question. The person, the fresher sitting on the other side is again asking, he is not understanding. That means he is learning agility. Most important term is learning agility. How fast he can learn new things. This is very important. This is a very important thing for hiring freshers. But in terms of lateral hire, we will be just drilling them or grilling them on the project they have done, how deep their knowledge is. Based on the answer, we will twist some questions and ask. Apart from all this, we also do in the interview what is called transaction analysis, which is basically what kind of person. It's called personality profiling. What kind of person that is, whether that person is logical person or whether he is kind of very difficult to control kind of person, or he is very critical. I mean, he criticizes people, he is very, actually whether he can work as a team. All these are assessed through our transaction analysis of questions. So all these inputs we take and then take a decision whether this person is fit for the organization or not. And also, we don't do really, once they get in, I don't think they have given enough freedom. I don't think there is a lot of micromanagement happening, or like boss standing behind the shoulder of the person and checking what he's doing and all. It's not happening. So they have given enough freedom. They have been, for example, if a task is given to that person is allowed to estimate how much time it takes. Instead of forcing them certain schedule. It's always given the freedom. They can estimate, they're always given the freedom to, based on the capability, they can always estimate and then do the work. But whatever they estimate, they have to complete on time based on their estimate.
So, as you are site head of Bluebird India for the last 8 years now, and as you have mentioned that there are many stakeholders in this company, so what is your style of working with your team, customers, as well as the Korean partners?
See, Korean partners, if I say you have to build trust, I'm not telling anything bad about Koreans, but they take time to build trust. Initially, they always start with the level that it is non-trust, but you have to build trust. So first is that most of the Koreans, if you look at, they are very honest. They tell openly, honestly the things. So they expect the same honesty while talking, especially when a project status is given, or when you talk about a person, or you talk about the situation. You have to be honest. Very important. That is what is called the building block for actually building trust. So if you tell like that, okay, then you can build trust. Second is that sometimes there is a lot of pressure. You have to understand the business situation and then react according to that pressure. Suppose there is a huge pressure, there is a big customer, and this has to be delivered quickly, then you have to understand the pressure, and then you have to decide whether you want to transmit that pressure to the team or you want to hold something. And so it's not that you always, you have to know when to follow the rules or when to even bypass the rules. So that is the judgment you have to take as a manager, right? And my style of functioning is that I think that if a manager is liked by everyone in the organization, that manager is not doing good. If a manager is disliked by all the people in the organization, then it is better that he goes out. There has to be a mixed thing. Some people should like, some people may hate. That's the correct healthy position of a very good manager. And yeah, I've stayed here for 8 years. So my style of functioning is that one of the important things for a manager is how he can deliver bad message. It's not about simply appreciating. When somebody is doing, can he deliver a bad message and put it across to the person without hurting? There's a thin line between aggressiveness and assertiveness. If you are too aggressive, the person will get hurt. But if you mix with little bit of humor and then tell. So my style is the second one, but sometimes I may cross the line. Yeah. So I don't want to be kind of pleasing to everybody, right? So whenever there is a situation where you have to be perceived as an unpleasant person, you have to get perceived as an unpleasant person. And sometimes my silence itself is an appreciation for them. So it need not be that always I need to appreciate in an artificial way. It's not really required. So, and the way I treat the customers is that basically you have to work really customer centric. What is customer? Customer for me is who pays money to the organization, right? Customer is a paying entity. Who pays the bill? He is the customer. So you have to listen. You have to listen to the pain areas, how you fix the pain areas of the customer, how you actually work towards solving those pain areas, how do you listen to them, how do you address their concerns quickly, how do you deliver as per the promise. These are very, very important things for customer satisfaction. So once you get those customer satisfaction, you work in a customer centric way, people will start liking. Maybe if you don't, let's say there is a problem in your delivery, but if you are able to fix it quickly, the customer will still like you. But if you are not able to fix, you say that okay, there is a problem, I will fix it within 2 weeks, but you are not able to fix, customer will not like. Even if there is a problem, if you are able to fix that problem very quickly, the customer will start liking you. So that's how it is. And to the team, it's fully carrot and stick approach. So each person in the team are different. So I have to treat each member differently. I have to understand what motivates that person, right? How do you really motivate a person? Is a big question, right? It's a very big thing. For different people, it's a different kind of motivation. Finance is not always motivation for everybody, right? You have to get diverse work. You should not feel boring or monotonous in their work. So you have to always feed them with good amount of diverse work and which are exciting to them, which they can learn. Most of the time they will be happy. So far I think Bluebird has been really able to provide a lot of exciting and interesting work where people are able to learn. That's a very important thing. Of course, we may not be the, tier 1 company, but we always are the tier 2 company where we have very decent pay compared with tier 3 companies. So that way I think I deal with the team members with both carrot and stick. So depending on the situation, I'm very dynamic. So depending on the situation, there is no fixed formula at all how you deal with the team. So it depends on the situation. I can change, I can deal with those people, and I can get the best out of them.
So the next question for you is, what do you think the penetration of AI will change the productivity and business landscape of Bluebird?
So, there's always a lot of talk about AI that it will replace jobs, many people will lose jobs, it is going to, coding will be done automatically, those kind of things. But I don't think that AI is actually, according to me, is a companion to you. It is a companion, it's a virtual companion of maybe the people who are developing, who are testing, or who are doing whatever work they are doing. It's a constant companion which will improve their productivity in anything. Suppose earlier you were, let's say you are taking 5 days to do certain things. Along with AI, you will be able to do the same task within 2 days or 3 days. That means it's actually complementing your work. So it's a complementing companion, according to me. So I don't think you will be, most of the software industry, many things will be changed, at least in the next 5 years. But there could be certain areas like cloud programmers or those kind of things, because most of the cloud programming things are done on the data centers now. So the amount of things which will be done on the cloud side is going to slowly reduce, because more and more functionalities are getting added in the data centers. So you can, earlier we used to always purchase from the data center RAM or CPU or those kind of things. Now you can purchase AI units. For example, certain AI units will perform certain amount of functionality which you can configure for your work. That means you don't really require a lot of full stack programming to be done. You can always rent some AI units and you can configure those AI units to perform what you want. Yeah. Only the UI will be required for your branding. For example, Bluebird has a blue color or something. For just branding of your user interface, you might use certain amount of programming. But I think the full stack programming, those is always a chance of, a lot of things getting into the data centers. That's one thing. Another thing which might affect is the field engineers. So we have called field application engineers who are ambassadors of customer happiness. So if there is a problem from the customer, they will pick up that issue from the customer and then pass it on to the R&D team or engineering team to get a solution. So they actually are the custodians of customer happiness. So they wanted that customer should be always happy. Their work starts after you deliver the product. It's like after sale service, right? So customer is using the product, they have some problem. The field application engineers will go and get what is that problem. They understand that problem. They try to reproduce that problem and then transmit and inform to the R&D team to get the best solution with the fastest route possible. Now, these kind of things, some of these field application engineers in future can be replaced with digital assistants. For example, customer has a problem, he will go, he will have 24/7 digital assistant and they can actually like natural language programming, they can talk to that digital assistant and get their problem solved. So there is nothing like, I mean, if there's a human being, I think you'll be there only in the daytime, but this digital assistants will be there 24/7. You can talk to them, you can get, I mean, most of the solutions from them. If it cannot be provided by the digital assistant, then you can, then only there's a need to go to the field engineers to, I mean, escalate your problem. So there is a chance that some of the field engineers, low hanging, maybe those kind of people, may be replaced in future with the digital assistant is possible. So these are things I see. I don't see any replacement happening in the near future, especially in the lower layer or BSP driver layers or the middleware or even in the Android application, because it requires a lot of customization, constant change. We always work in an area where we make a product and there is huge amount of change. Change is always constant. Change keeps happening. So it's so difficult to actually train these models and make sure that all these changes are absorbed or implemented so quickly. So definitely a lot of majority of human involvement is required, but AI can be used, as I told earlier, that can be used as a productivity enhancer of a person. Yeah, but at the same time, AI also, overuse of AI will make the person lazy. Their brain won't work. Yeah, because for everything you go to ChatGPT or some other place and try to get it, you have to also use your brain sometime. Yeah. Any other
Thank
question?
No, sir. Thank you very much for your valuable time.
Thank you. Thank you for your time and questions. Yeah.